Howdy y'all, welcome back to the DBZ All-Star. I'm DBZ All-Star, or Steve if you prefer. Just as I had a series of video for my channel, DBZ All-Star, which I also posted on TikTok under the name DBZ All-Star, or #1 Animaniac as my profile name. I would like to have a short series of videos that will be non-scheduled but posted throughout the month of November. What takes place in November? Well, Thanksgiving would be the largest holiday celebrated in November. So with that being said, I would like to craft a series of videos showcasing things that I am thankful for. With those things ranging from people in my life to creators I know and appreciate. Again, they qualify for people in my life. Several I've become quite close with and value deeply, whether it's comic book runs, characters, you name it, anything is open for classification under my What I'm Thankful For video series for 2025. So just as an example, I wanted to start off with something that I am grateful and thankful for within the world of comics. So a little bit of my history with comic books. From 1992 to the summer of 1995, I had only read and purchased comics from Archie Comics under the heading of Sonic the Hedgehog, meaning the mini-series, which kicked off with issue 0 in 1992. That was my first comic ever purchased. And that continued to the ongoing series, which spun off into some one-shot specials, some mini-series focusing on Princess Sally, Knuckles the Echidna, Tails. So I'm grateful for that, but that will come probably in a future video. For now, I want to talk about my entry into the world of comics outside of the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comic series. With that being Spider-Man, the 1990 to 1998 series, issue 60, part 3 of the 4-part The Trial of Peter Parker. So set smack tab near the middle of the infamous, or in my mind, famous, the 90s, the Clone Saga era. So that issue not only introduced me to Spider-Man as a comic book character, as I was only aware of him due to the Spider-Man the Animated Series that kicked off in 1994, the Spider-Man magazine that was being released around the time. So that issue 60 of Spider-Man was my first entry not only into Marvel Comics, but Spider-Man comics. That issue dealt with the reveal of Kane's true identity. Kane had, by that point in the publishing line, already made his presence known, taken out several of Spider-Man's villains, one recent, one long time, debuting in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, Issue 3, all the way back in 1963. So it showcased Kane as a powerhouse. While Peter Parker was on trial for these murders that Kane had committed, and one in particular revolving around a character that we didn't really know much about, we also had Ben Reilly taking Peter's place in prison as this trial was going on. Peter looking to clear his name outside while Ben was taking the heat. Ben was a character I grew attached to rather quickly as the Scarlet Spider, and Ben acted as the inspiration for Mayday Parker, who would be Spider-Girl when she debuted in What If Volume 2, Issue 105, before that spun off into an ongoing series, reprinting What If 105 as Spider-Girl 0, and then moving on to the very first actual issue of that series. Without the Clone Saga, I may have taken even more years to get into Marvel. And despite the Clone Saga perhaps running for longer than it really should have, and longer than it should have been intended to. We have some stellar work from Mark Bagley, Tom DeFalco. We have some work by J.M. DeMatteis in there. We have, I think Ken Ellis may have worked on that. There was an Ellis in there, no relation to me, of course, but I've collected the Clone Saga in multiple iterations. I have the single issues from start to finish, even though 60 was my first. I did backtrack. I have the original Clone Saga epics, not to be confused with the original Clone Saga epic, which reprinted in full the original Clone Saga from the 1970s. I have the Ben Reilly epics, not to be confused either of those with the Epic Collection releases, though I am getting those as well as the most recent releases. I have the Revelations trade paperback, which closed off that entire period. I have the Omnis, though the Clone Saga Omnibus Volume 1 and the Clone Saga Omnibus Volume 2 are currently in storage. Love the Clone Saga, because even though there were some terrible storylines, there were some amazing storylines as well. And I believe that the Revelation arc that caps off everything, at least for that time period, is a great way to go out on, despite the deaths, despite the awkward wrapping up of certain storylines that had been running up until that point. It brings about the return of a Spider-Man character that hadn't been around for quite some time and is still around to this day and is actually going through a redemptive period. Ben Reilly is one of my top Spider-Man characters. Kane is one of my top Spider-Man characters. Spider-Girl is one of my top Spider-Man characters, with her having really been inspired by the costume that Ben Reilly wore during his short but poignant tenure as Spider-Man in Peter Parker's stead. So that's a little bit of a preview of what you can expect from my What I'm Thankful For videos. In addition to having these videos come out, I am incorporating a challenge. 2 years ago, I believe it was 2 years ago, Bunkmaster B challenged me. Now I am challenging other creators. I'm challenging Bunkmaster B, Joshua Greathouse, Near Mint Condition, BJ Kicks from So Comics Are Dope, Jake and Jordan from The Brave and the Boys, Lucas from Comics Bugle. I'll even challenge multiple members of the Omnibuds Cafe, Brian, Kevin, Sal, if you want to participate. Any of you fellow administrators for the Omnibuds Cafe, I am challenging you. Come up this month with at least one video showcasing what you are thankful for. You can share what you're thankful for in your personal life, your professional life. The only requirement I have is that you also showcase what you're thankful for in terms of something comic book related. It can be multiple things. It can be a character. It can be a story arc. It can be a collected edition, what have you. I'll be handing out, so to speak, more challenges possibly throughout the month. But again, for now, challenging Bunkmaster B, the team behind Brave and the Boys. So Jake, Jordan, challenging Near Mint Condition. So Dom, Omar, Melanie, Tina, please feel free to participate. Any of the other members of Near Mint Condition, please do. Joshua Greathouse, I'm challenging you. Comics Are Dope, challenging you. Comics Bugle, challenging you. Participation, of course, is completely voluntary, but I love being part of this community, and I want to continue building the bonds within this community so it can continue to itself grow and expand outward. As the community makes us stronger, it makes our culture stronger, and it's a wonderful way to build, hopefully, lasting bonds. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. If you like this content, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok, either as #1 Animaniac or Animaniac1. I share with TikTok the DBZALLSTAR name. This video will most likely be posted on there as well. Cross-platforming, baby. Yeah, I'm also the affirmation administrator for the Omnibuds Cafe, a group on Facebook. It's a community built around collaboration through communication without condemnation. If you like collected editions, comics, manga, things of the geek culture, please feel free to join, read the rules, and join, and just help build that community. Above all else, stay healthy, stay safe. I'm grateful and thankful for all of you who watch and who may watch in the future. Please be well.